Hello, my name is Mr. Chona. Welcome you to my study room. Today we're solving objective questions 29, 37, 40, and 48 of the 2024 WASSCE General or Core Mathematics paper written by Ghana. I choose to put these questions together because they all appear to be under the same topic, polygons. But the 29 is actually plane geometry, but I just added it to the last three. So let's start right with the question 29, which has a diagram that is not drawn to scale. And then we have to calculate the value of t, which is right here. Right. Like I said at the introduction, that this is a plane geometry question, and we are going to use the idea of angles between parallel lines and transversals to work this out. And to start with, I will first put another line that is parallel to the two parallel lines. So let me show that it is parallel to them here. Right. By that, then we can say that this is one transversal that is common to all three, and then this is another transversal that is common to all three, right? Good. Now, T has been divided into two smaller angles. So let me call the first one X, and let me call the second one Y. Okay, good. And if you've been watching my videos for some time now, you hear me constantly saying that in math, we start with what we have been given, right? And looking at this question, we've been given 35, and then we'll be given 140. So we'll start with the two of them. Using the idea of angles between parallel lines and transversal, we'll see that the angle X and the 35 are corresponding angles because they are facing the same direction for the three lines. And corresponding angles are congruent or equal. So that means that X equals 35 degrees. And the reason is that they are corresponding angles. And then also the 140 and Y are same side or co-interior angles to these three lines, 1, 2, and 3, right? And co-interior angles are supplementary. That means they add up to 180. So that means Y equals 40 degrees. Or to write it properly, 140 plus Y equals 180 degrees. And that is because they are co or same side interior angles. And then Y will be equal to 180 minus 140. So Y equals 40 degrees. And now we know that T equals X plus Y, right? And that will be 35 plus 40. And that is 75 degrees. And looking through, that is option C. Let's move to question 37. Question 37 reads that the interior angles of a triangle are Y plus 10 degrees, 2Y minus 40 degrees, and 3Y minus 90 degrees. Which of the following accurately describes a triangle? Then option A is scalene triangle. Option B, isosceles triangle. Option C, equilateral triangle. And then D, right-angled triangle. The first thing we should do right now will be to apply the triangle sum theorem, because the question says here that these are interior angles. It means that when we add 1, 2, 3, it should be equal to 180 degrees, since the sum of interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. And we need that to know the value for Y. So let's set that up. We're going to have Y plus 10 plus 2Y minus 40 plus 3y minus 90, right? And this should be equal to 180. And like I said earlier, this is triangle sum theorem. We put like terms together, so we have y plus 2y is 3y plus 3y is 6y. Then 10 minus 40 is negative 30 minus 90 is negative 120. So minus 120 equals 180. We're solving for y, so we use the inverse operation to have plus 120 plus 120. This goes away. We have 6y to be equal to 300, and dividing both sides by 6, this left side gives us y, and 30 divided by 6 is 5, so we have 50 for both, and y will be equal to 50. But we are not solving for y. We want to describe the triangle. So now that we know the value for y, we are going to substitute that into the angles to get each angle. So let me put that here as. So the interior angles are, we take the first one, y plus 10 becomes 50 plus 10, which is 60 degrees. 2y minus 40 will be 2 times 50 minus 40, and that is 100 minus 40, 60 degrees. Then we take the third one, 3y will be 3 times 50 minus 90, and that is 150 minus 90 is also 60. That means all the three angles are the same, and if you know your triangles very well, it means that the triangle is an equilateral triangle, and that is option C. Because scalene, all sides are not equal. Isosceles, two sides are equal, and right triangle or right angle triangle means it has one right angle, which is 90 degrees. But equilateral triangle has 3 equal sides and 3 equal interior angles. All right, let's move to question 40. Question 40 reads that the sum of the interior angles of a polygon is 1260 degrees. Find the number of sides. The key point from this question is the sum of interior angles, and the question said that is 1260, and then we are finding the number of sides. It is very important for us to know the formula for the sum of interior angles of a polygon, and I hope you remember that. Yes, it is 180 multiplying n minus 2, where n is the number of sides of the polygon. And according to this question, the sum of the interior angles is 1260. So let's equate it to 1260. And now we are going to solve for n, which is the number of sides. So the first thing we'll do will be to divide both sides by 180. And then this cancel this out. We have n minus 2 to be equal to 1260 divided by 180. And that is 7. So this should be equal to 7. And then we add 2 to both sides. This goes away. We have n to be equal to 9. So the polygon has 9 sides. And that is option B. And we go to question 48 now. Question 48 has a polygon that is not drawn to scale, and the question is requiring us to find the value of x in the diagram. To describe the polygon further, This is a five-sided polygon, meaning that it is a pentagon with only exterior angles given. And even with that, except for the 20, we don't know the exact value of each exterior angle. But then the most important information for us would be to know the sum of exterior angles of a polygon. And again, I'm sure you tell me that that is 360. Great. That means though we don't know what the value of x is, but when we add 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, it should be equal to 360. So that is what we are going to do. We'll set that up. Good. Now let's put like terms together. So 3x plus 2x is 5x plus x is 6x plus 4x is 10x. So you have 10x, then 10 plus 50 is 60 plus 20 is 80 plus 80, and that should be equal to 360. Subtracting 80 from both sides, this goes away. We have 10x to be equal to 360 minus 80 is 280. And dividing both sides by 10, this will be left with x, and then the zeros cancel out. We have 28 left. So the value of x is 28, and that is option A. I hope this lesson has been of help to you. If yes, then why not consider subscribing to this channel for more videos like this. Till we meet again in my study room. Bye bye.